Today we're going to talk about what to do after a disaster if you do not have a toilet that is functioning. So you can flush your toilets with dirty water, with gray water. If you have pool water, you can use that. But if you have no water at all, or your toilets are not functioning, you need an alternative. And it's better to learn about it now before you actually need it. And then you'll be prepared, because you do need to have a few things around that you may not have around if you came into that situation unexpectedly. So there's this 2-bucket system that you can do. You can do 1 bucket, but you can also do 2 buckets. We'll start off with 2 buckets. Then at the end, I'll tell you how you can do 1 bucket. So the 2-bucket system is simple. You're going to have your pee toilet. This is a 5-gallon bucket. It's unlined. You don't need a bag inside of it. You don't have to have these little toilet seats that I purchased, but you can. These make it a little bit more comfortable to go. So it's like a little toilet seat you can put on there. You need your second bucket, which is your poo bucket. You need to label these. And I've put 2 13-gallon kitchen bags in there, just so you have double protection in case one of them leaks. You could do more if you want. Same thing, I have the toilet seat to make it a little more comfortable, and that just snaps on top. I've seen some videos where people use pool noodles, where they'll cut the pool noodle in half, or the right size is going to fit around here, then they'll do a slit down the middle of it so it can stick on there. The problem with a pool noodle is that it is porous, so it's not going to stay clean, potentially. And you want something that's going to be easy to keep clean. So these are a smooth, non-porous plastic, so it'll stay cleaner. What you want to do with a 2-bucket system is you want to try to keep the pee separate from the poop. And the reason why you want to do that is because most of the smell comes from the pee. So when you mix the pee and the poop, it's going to be more smelly. It's also going to be harder to get rid of the pee poop mixture. So if you take your pee and you're able to keep them separate, you're going to pee in here and then poop in here. Then you can, when you get a little bit of pee, you can take this, if you have extra like gray water, or kind of, something you can dilute it with, a little bit of extra water, then you can take this and just go pour it out onto the dirt or your grass or something like that. Just do it in a different place each time, so you're not killing your grass if you do it on the grass. You could do it on a bush or a tree, something like that, on your property, if you have property. If not, you're going to need to take it somewhere to dispose of it. So it's easier to dispose of the pee. It's not a public health issue. Poo, on the other hand, is a little bit trickier to deal with. You're going to have to potentially store the poop for a while and wait till your city's services are back in. If a disaster happens where your city's not even picking up waste for some reason, then you're going to have to store it potentially inside your property, outside your property, and wait until they can come pick it up. What you're going to need to do before you poop in this is you're going to need to put some kind of hopefully a natural carbon material. That can be dirt, it could be wood chips, it could be some like hamster bedding or rabbit bedding. It could be something from your yard. So we had a windy day the other day, and so I went and I raked up leaves. You can use leaves. You just want to put something on the bottom before you use it. So then you're going to use this, you're going to poop in here, and then you're going to take some more and you're going to put it on top. Just a little bit more just to cover it. And that's going to help to dry it out, and it's going to help with the odors. So you can close the lid if you want, but you don't want to snap the lid all the way closed to make it airtight. You actually want to leave it open as much as possible so that this can dry out. So I would actually just leave it open if the smell isn't too bad, or if you have it in a place where you can do that. If it's getting too smelly, but it shouldn't be that smelly since the pee is out. But let's just say the pee's in there and it got a little bit more smelly. If you need to take it, put it in your garage if you have a place, or outside your house, and let it dry. Or put some more of the dirt in there or something to help it dry. And you want to leave the bags open. The mistake I see a lot of people making in their videos is After they use it, they're like, okay, close up the bag and go store it and put it somewhere. The problem with that is the poop is not going to dry. You really need the poop to dry. And if you use this several times, or if your family's using it over several days, you can actually fill it up about halfway full before you actually take the bag off. So let's say it's half full now. It's been a couple days. You're going to remove this. You've put the stuff inside of there. You can kind of look, see, is it dry? You've given it time. Maybe set it outside. So once you make sure that this is dry, then you can take it, close up the bag. You can tie it off, or you could use a twisty tie or something like that. But you can tie it off, and then you can take it and put it in a trash can that you're going to use that's not like a trash can for your garbage collection, but say a trash can that you just sort of keep on your property for yard waste or whatever like that, something with a lid on it so you can keep critters out of it. And then you're going to leave it there to stay until your city lets you know what they're going to do to pick up the waste. Hey, if you're enjoying content like this, be sure to hit like and subscribe. When you are taking this and disposing of it, I recommend having some gloves around, and then you can take the gloves off and throw them in your trash. You could wash your hands with water. If you don't have water, you can use antibacterial gel. But washing your hands with soap and water is the best thing you can do if you have access to water and soap. If you've used a Lugaloo or a porta potty, or either one that you've purchased or one that you've made yourself, and you have any tips and tricks, please put it in the comment below. One thing to keep in mind when you're using the 2-bucket system is that if you go pee first in the pee bucket, you want to make sure that you put the toilet paper in the poo bucket or in a separate trash. You don't want to put the toilet paper in the pee bucket because that makes the pee more difficult to get rid of. So you can put it in the poo bucket because it can stay with that and dry out and just be disposed of with the poo bucket. Okay, so let's just say that you are not able to pee and poop in separate buckets. Some people might find that difficult. Maybe they're older, maybe you've got kids around, or sometimes just they've kind of both come out at the same time, and it's not easy to keep the content separate. So in that case, you're just going to have it all in one potty, preferably the one with the bag, the poo bucket, and you're going to have to use more of the dirt or sand or leaves, or if you've got kitty litter at your house, you can use kitty litter. Kitty litter is not as good of an option unless you use something that's biodegradable, but it is an option. And you're just going to need more of it, because if you have a larger content with your pee in there, then you're going to need a lot more of it. So it's better if you can make it happen separately, but if you can't, then you're just going to do it all in one bucket. Your kids can do it all in one bucket, and it'll be okay. Just use more of the material to help to dry it out. Just do your best, and hopefully if you end up in a situation where you have to use a portable potty like this, that it won't last that long. It'll just be a couple of days. And one of my final tips that I think everybody should hear is, if you're in a situation where you're going to have to potentially use a portable potty like this that you're going to make, you want to make sure that you don't go in your home bathrooms. You want to make sure that you start using these sooner than you think. It's not going to be a good situation if you have used your home toilets and they're not functioning, and you think they're going to come back into use in a couple of days, and that gets stretched into a couple of weeks or a month, because you're going to have some stuff in that toilet that's very smelly, and you're not going to be able to get that smell out of your house. Until you need these guys, they store really easily. You just take off the lid, stack one inside of the other, open this lid. You can put your gloves in there. You can put your antibacterial wipes in there. You can put extra bags in there. You can put some toilet paper in there. If you want, you can put feminine hygiene products in there. Then you can just stack the lids. You can snap one on if you want. and keep it in your garage just like that. So if you need it, it's all there together. Thanks for joining me. If you want to see more content like this, go head over here and I'll see you in the next video. All right, bye-bye.